What's going on, fam? Back with another video. Hope you guys have been doing well. For today's video, we're going to do some Bitcoin market analysis as well as an Ethereum update. We just had some little lower time frame liquidations across the board, and which is really good to see because we definitely want to liquidate the late longers and have continuation up, because I do expect Bitcoin all-time highs to be made by end of this week. But without further ado, I'm Dope Oxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap, so be sure to follow those channels, be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and let's get right into it. First of all, for liquidations, we had a slight uptick in liquidations at 360 mil. I think yesterday was only 180 mil, so it was to be expected because volatility did drop massively yesterday. And we finally had that volatility going up for Monday. And with this early Monday morning flush we just had, it might just be the ingredients we need to actually resume upwards and have new Bitcoin all-time highs, because of course Bitcoin is expected to make new all-time highs, because when these trends are made and we have these impulse breakouts, really there's not much time left. And as you guys can see with this, like really this trend line is sort of our make or break kind of line, where this impulse will be broken if we break this line, in my opinion. And as you guys can see, there's really not much leeway to go, because yeah, as it stands right now, 115k is the absolute lowest I would like to see Bitcoin for this impulse to actually be intact. But of course, no reason to be bearish, and I do expect all-time highs to be made this week. For liquidation heat map, we actually liquidated the late longers, which is really good to see. And yesterday, I told you guys, look, I do really want to see that a fake out to the downside to occur for this week, and we just had that. We had liquidations occur for the late longers, and we're actually getting a lot of shorts getting built up. If I go to the weekly, let's see what the weekly is saying. Yeah, the weekly just shows so many liquidations above us. It's getting really bright over here, 121k. And that just might be the fuel to the fire to actually carry us well into all-time highs and have that next leg up in the process. Because I've told you guys, look, 150k Bitcoin is the target. We do expect the doubling from the last macro low, which was about the 75k region. So that is to be expected. Next up is Ethereum to Bitcoin. It's just slicing through resistances, and really it looks like the next major resistance really is pretty much around the 3.3 area as well as the 4 area. And of course, the real big test is that massive 4.1 area. And if we do hit that, base season is to occur. And just another warning as well, if you guys aren't already accumulated the strong base native projects, you guys are definitely running out of time. Because really, once TOSHI breaks above that 400 mil area, I really do expect fireworks to occur. Same goes for Alien Base. If Alien Base sees closes above pretty much the 10 to 11 cent region, I do expect the next impulse to occur. And many other base native projects as well, because the charts are really curling on base projects. Like we just had Zora have a massive breakout. I did cover this token a while back, but I didn't really update you guys of recent. But look at that, like we just had a massive accumulation range, and we just started curling up and had just an explosive move, of course with the base app releasing. But expect candles like this for many other tokens like Alien Base, TOSHI, etc., because this is just the beginning. We're going to see massive inflows from Ethereum's price appreciation. And looking back at X posts, I want to show you guys as well. Like, look, I don't think Ethereum at $1 trillion market cap is that insane. And it's really looking like we're probably going to head there, because the reason being is we're on a massive downtrend right now, and it's looking like we're about to break it for the first time ever. If we see that close above, which is basically, I think it's anywhere from the probably the 3.8k region. If we see closes above 3.8k within the next few weeks or so, we're most likely going to head to that 1 trillion area. And 1 trillion means that Ethereum will more than likely be anywhere from the $7,000 to $8,000 region. And if you think that's going to happen, look, I don't know how you also can't think that base native projects want at least 3x from here. It'll probably do at least the double performance of Ethereum. I do expect TOSHI to head up to $1 billion and beyond. Alien Base would be dependent on Aerodrome's performance. I do expect Alien Base to at least get 20% of Aerodrome's market share. And same goes for other base native tokens. Like Zora has such a wide market share and mind share of base chain. And I also wouldn't be surprised if this heads to 500 million and beyond. And of course, the prerequisite is Ethereum breaking out. But it's really looking like the stars are aligning for Ethereum. And if we do see that close above, look, we're going straight to $1 trillion, in my opinion. We're going to break this previous all-time high. And there's just air above the all-time high. We'll be in price discovery, and Ethereum will have monster candles getting printed by the week. And yeah, so next up is total 3 market cap. Looking great. Let me just move this arbitrary line I made a month ago. And as you guys can see, we're heading straight to all-time highs. There's really no resistance up until that 1.1 trillion area. So I do expect that to be tagged probably within August, probably early August, I would say. Stock market, no real updates for stock market. I did relay to you guys, we actually broke out the bull flag. It's actually looking like the stock market is stronger than I previously thought. I did think that we'll probably consolidate within this bull flag, but we've actually had multiple closes above, so there's no reason to be bearish as it stands here. It's looking like we're pretty much closing above the previous all-time high and looking for continuation probably sometime this week. Next up is the altcoin season index chart. I will be updating you guys because this is such an important chart to show you guys, because this really tells us and is a really strong indicator when you guys probably should start taking profits and when you guys should actually start being scared. As it stands right now, we have 53. And more than likely, we will head to the 75 and beyond. And once we do get the 75 print, we probably have 2 months, the absolute maximum to, at least for this local top. Under the assumption that this is the end of the bull cycle, yes, that will be the bull cycle. But at the minimum and best case, it's a local top. And even if we do have another leg up, like let's say November, December, next year, whatever, you should still definitely take profits for this next local top, because there really isn't any guarantees. And I've told you guys, like, my minimum targets for Bitcoin is 150K. Let's see where we go after. Like, we could have another leg up after that. Of course, my bias is to have more legs up in this bull cycle, because of course that's more money for all of us. But I want to try keep it safe with you guys and real with you guys. My minimum target is 150K, and I'll definitely start getting scared at those levels. Next up is by Blunt's Capital. That Bitcoin dominance weekly red dildo is crazy. So this is actually really good progress. We actually had our first ever lower low on the Bitcoin dominance. Of course, our last low was pretty much back in June, and we've actually completely flushed that, and looking like we're about to close a weekly candle looking like that within the next 25 minutes. So absolutely huge stuff here, because this just tells me base season is to come, and you guys are definitely running out of time to accumulate really strong base native projects, because like you guys can see, like, Zora is absolutely exploding. I do expect the same kind of candles to come for TOSHI, Alien Base, etc. And base chain will get massive influx of users as well as capital flow, because Alien Base is the high beta of Ethereum. And if you do think Ethereum makes new all-time highs this bull cycle, there is zero reason to actually be fading base chain right now, because just the massive capital inflows we're getting from Ethereum will flow straight down into base chain, because base is that number one L2 chain of Ethereum, and I think it will stay like that. And more than likely, I really do think that base chain will actually flip Solana in TVL and volume metrics, which will of course boost our base native tokens like TOSHI, Alien Base, etc. But that's all to the video, guys. That's just a quick little update. I do expect Bitcoin all-time highs to be occurring at the end of this week. And let's get some late longer flushes, because I really do want some leverage to get wiped out of the market, because of course less leverage means a healthier market. But that's all to the video, guys. Have a good one. Have a good day. Peace.